dudes saying they got their passport and they about to go overseas to find their wife, and you see they have the initials SYSBM in their bio, which is short for Save Yourself Black Man. Those dudes are tricks. These dudes have a firm understanding that they're so socially awkward and so socially inept that they need to pay to have access to coochie. Thing is, they're so broke that they can't afford the cost of women, sex workers here in the United States. So these dudes with warehouse jobs, these are the type of Negroes that work on the line up there in Detroit in the car plants. They take their little 35, 40K overseas because it stretches longer.
Talking about how they are sick of women in America and how they're going to get their passports and go overseas and find them a wife. Well, the truth of the matter is you don't want a wife. You want a slave. You want a maid. You want a personal assistant. These women are in dire financial need. And it sickens me that you get online and vocalize and brag about getting your passports and going to these countries with these to get a wife who needs a green card to escape extreme poverty. Whether you pay her family, whether you pay her, whether no matter what the circumstance is, she is in a dire situation. How dare you capitalize off of the fact that this woman just wants to live and thrive financially. And then you call it a marriage. That's not marriage. It's modern day slavery, and I think that it's sick. I think that it's disgusting, and all you're really doing is sifting yourself from the real divine masculines and alpha males. Because when they walk in the room, we know it. You know why? Because we feel safe. And we're not safe with you. And we know it, and that's why we're disrespectful to you. That's why we don't like you, and that's why we don't give a damn that you're going to another country to find a wife. And while you're there, get the help you need to heal your inner child, because we know that you're unhealed, that you are narcissistic, and that you're a toxic person. So while you're spending your money on your new bride, be sure to get the help that you need to. We ain't mad. We don't want you. We see you. You're not a divine masculine. We ain't mad.
And I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother that's going to come through you to your daughter?
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And the one that there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is the universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it.
Yo! Like, share the video, all that good stuff, man. And hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I think a lot of people are still in holiday mode or Thanksgiving mode. You know, hopefully you spend some time with your friends, family, your loved ones, or anybody that you care about. That's how I usually do it. That's how at least that's how we do it in my family. I know maybe you might not be into the holidays like that. I'm not either, to be honest. I just use the holidays to take time to spend with my friends and family, basically, you know, whatever. But yeah, you know, I didn't do a broadcast last week for obvious reasons, you know. Well, maybe it's not so obvious because can you? I have to tell you a secret, man. I had to get a new computer. Now, let me tell you why I had to get a new computer. You ain't gonna believe this shit. I cracked my screen. I cracked the monitor of my computer. Can you believe that shit? God damn. Can you believe that? God. I cracked my screen, man. So I wasn't I looked up how much would it cost to get a new screen. And I was like, nah, I don't think this shit is worth it. Not at the moment anyway. Now maybe next year, 6 months from now, I'll go buy a new screen for that computer and I'll fix it, or at least get it fixed. But at this point in time, I ain't paying no $400 for no screen, not for this computer. So I just got a new computer, a replacement instead. You know what I'm saying? But accidents happen, man. That's just a part of life, But so, this is a new computer that I'm working with now. Is it better? Yeah, a little bit. Only time will tell. But so far, so good, But hey, don't forget to check out my Patreon and the Love Can't Wait podcast and all that good stuff, So hey, while I was away, because I went out of town for a couple of days, kicking it with my my family and everything back home, and we was talking about the internet. I was kind of surprised. My brother was talking about the internet a lot because he was like, yeah, you be on the internet doing this and that or whatever. And keep in mind, he doesn't know anything about the internet. He doesn't use the internet for anything. Nothing. He's just on Facebook with a profile. But he doesn't utilize the internet for business or even in his personal life. So he doesn't know how the internet works. He has no clue. He thinks the internet is like a service or some shit like that. I'm like, nah, it's a little bit more than that. It's more of a channel. You can communicate with people worldwide at this point. But a lot of people use the internet kind of like a shotgun. It's kind of like everything is kind of transactional when it comes to people utilizing the internet. Of course, it's not everybody. I've been on the internet now, man. How long has it been? I think the first account first website I created an account on was Black Planet. It was the first website I created an account on. Now, of course, I was on yahoo.com, and I had an email address or whatever. But just socially speaking, the first social website that I created an account was Black Planet, blackplanet.com. And I don't even know if they're still around, to be honest. I haven't actually tried going on Black Planet. I'm gonna see if it's still available. Right, blackplanet.com. I'm gonna see if it's still online. Yeah, Black Planet is still online. The world is yours. Same slogan. So the website is still online. See, I didn't know that. This was the first website that I created an account on. Matter of fact, check this out. Maybe you haven't seen it, but let's see. Yeah. This computer is a little bit different. Okay, this was the first website I created an account on. Like 2001, if I'm not mistaken. They've been around for a long time. Trademark, registered. They've been around for a long time. I don't even know who created this website. I don't even know who created the website, but they've been around for a long time. And that's when I started to meet people in my town, my city, the next town over, people from Columbia, South Carolina, which was like 5 hours away from me at the time. I started to meet people in North Carolina. I mean, all over South Carolina and North Carolina at the time. So Black Planet was the first website that I created a profile, and I was meeting women all over the place at the time. And P.S. by the way, I was fresh out of the military. I don't even think I was out for a year. And then I jumped on the internet and started meeting men and women all over the country at the time. And back then, it wasn't like today. Back then, you didn't have a lot of social media websites like you have today. Today, you have hundreds and hundreds of social media websites. Back in the day, all you had, to my knowledge, that I knew about was blackplanet.com, MySpace. I don't even think Facebook was around at the time. This is like 2000, 2001. I don't think Facebook was around. If they was around, I didn't know nothing about it. If they was around, I didn't know nothing about it. It was MySpace, Black Planet. Plenty of Fish was around back then. It was another site. It was a bunch of sites that was around back then. They're not around no more. Heck, I don't even think MySpace is around no more. You know what I'm saying? But I was going on these sites, registering for an account, and I was meeting women like either that night or the next day. It was like easy, because it wasn't a lot of sites online like that, like it is today. Today, man, you got sites all over. You got hundreds of thousands of sites. Some are local to certain countries. Some are local to certain cities, certain towns that have certain apps that they only use in that town, that city. Certain countries got certain apps, certain websites only used in that town or that city. It wasn't like that back in the day. Not at all. And see, that made it easier because the pickings were slim as far as the websites. And another thing, I remember back then, if you told somebody you was on the internet meeting people, that was some weirdo shit. Yeah. If you told somebody that you was on a dating website, they looked at you sideways back then. You were a fucking weirdo. Because almost nobody was doing that. that was rare. I mean, like most people wouldn't even, they didn't even have an email address. Now, maybe they would go on yahoo.com and look up the news or just troll or whatever, and that would be it. But, you know, that shit was looked down upon. And as the years went on, more and more people started coming online, and being online was like underground, sort of. That was like the that was like the underworld. It was like kind of like being in the streets. You know, you kind of like in your own little world. It's kind of like the shadow world. That's how the internet used to be, just like that. And it's still a certain sector of the internet that's still like that to this day. There's a lot of people don't know, there's like a dark web, and then there's I guess the regular web. You know what I'm saying? And the dark web, you have to have access to see shit on that web. And you see all kind of crazy, weirdo shit on the dark web, boy. You know, a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think it's just the web you see like right now. That's this. No, there's a dark web. And I heard there's some other type of web too. You know, I mean, of course, I never been on there because I don't have access. And I don't want to see no weird old pedophile type shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what's on that dark web. You see serial killers and all kind of weirdo shit. I don't want to see no shit like that. You know? See, that's the shadow world. That's a world where most people are not ready for that type of world. You know, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know there was so many weirdo sons of bitches out here. I like fucking with kids and all kind of weirdo shit. You know, you see that on that dark web. A lot of men and women ain't ready to see that online. That's gonna have you be like, oh my God. That's real. It's real shit, man. You know? So today, a lot of stuff in the shadow world is starting to come to the surface. A little bit. When Trump was president, a little bit, you know, he started seeing a little shit, and a lot of shit started coming on the surface. You know, but see, these politicians don't want that to happen. Oh no. No. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, boy. That's why they had to get Trump ass up out there. Hey, you got to get this motherfucker up out of his White House, boy. He gonna fuck all us up, expose all us. You know. So I've been on the internet over 20 years. You know. I've been meeting people from all walks of life, basically, and back then it was a little different because you actually had to get to know people, because it was like a code of conduct, you know, kind of. People wouldn't really trust you unless they, you know, could feel you, you know, they're vibing with you, or, you know, they kind of have a good sense of who you are as a or a man or a woman or whatever. You know, today is the shit is crazy today on the internet. You know, if you go to some place like Twitter, and let's say you send somebody a direct message, you might say, "Hey, I like your video, whatever." You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wish I could have you on my podcast or something like that. That's just an example, because I've done that. But it don't matter what you say to them. If you go on Twitter and say something like that, 9 times out of 10, if that person responds back, they might say something like, "Hey, I don't talk to people outside of my OnlyFans. If you want to talk to me, you got to join my OnlyFans." I'm not joining your damn OnlyFans. I'm not. Who the hell you think I am? I ain't no trick. See, everything on the internet today, damn near, it's become transactional. It's like the guys are so thirsty today, and the women are so out of pocket today. It's kind of like, just do whatever. You know, I mean, I like, God damn. See, it's the thing about the internet is kind of like, it's good to reach out, contact people, and get them on the phone if you can, and eventually you meet them. That's how I did it. You know, and that's still how I do it, basically. But I'm not going to stay on the internet sending you emails back to back, and keep talking to you on the phone for hours and hours without meeting you. And first off, I don't have time to be doing none of that shit. Get a fucking life. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's kind of like the girls that have OnlyFans pages, basically, they just kind of like use the guys as tricks. You know, nobody really knows. Look, you don't even know if you're being catfished today. You might be getting catfished to somebody you're talking to. You don't even really know if that's the person you really with the picture up. Because you ain't never talked to the person on the telephone. You ain't never FaceTime. You ain't never Skype. You ain't never Zoom, whatever. You might be talking to a worker or somebody that's an employee that's maintaining the website or the app. You know, that's how it's going. That's how crazy it is today. You have people online on these dating websites have no intentions of meeting you or me ever. They're just there, get attention. These people make me feel good, even though I'm big like a buffalo. I weigh 250 pounds. I'm overweight. I'm big like a buffalo. But they're telling me how fine I am. You know, so that's you have a lot of that online too. You're like, what? You know, and so they kind of use the internet as kind of a way to get away from their real life. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of people online, whereas there's my real life and my fake life is online. So it's like the double life. A lot of people are doing that, which is a weird thing, in my opinion. And let me tell you when you know you're dealing with a person like this. You'll meet them in person, right? And they'll get real. And let's say you see them. Let's say you see somebody in public that you've seen online. You might see this probably happened to you before. It happened to me too when I used to live in Atlanta. I used to see every once in a while. I used to see somebody, and I'm like, okay, but I can't remember where I seen him at. And then I'm like, oh, I seen him online. He or she online, or at a conference or something like that. I might see somebody at a conference that I seen online, but in that moment I couldn't remember where, right? Until after about 2 to maybe 5 minutes later, I'll be like, oh, okay, I remember now. So I'll go up and introduce myself sometimes, and they get very uncomfortable. It's just like, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? I'm such and such. I followed your blog. I followed your channel. I like what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. They get very uncomfortable. Their eyes get all big and shit. It's like they seen a ghost, And then you realize that this person was really a poser. They really perpetrating a fraud. What they're doing online is acting. They're just acting. That's all it is. That's not who they are online. When you see the videos or whatever they got. That's not who they are. They don't even believe some of the shit they be saying online. And when you meet them in person, you're going to pick up on it. You're going to be like, I really don't like this person. Like, for real. I like the videos. I like the books or whatever they got. I really don't like them in person. And and a lot of celebrities are like that as well. I met a lot of rappers and singers back in the day. And most of them, after, I was sorry that I met them in person. Because afterwards, when I walked away, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of awkward. And this is why today, I don't approach celebrities if I see them in public. I won't do it. But when I'm in my 20s, shit, I don't know no better. I'm 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. I don't know no better. I'm like just excited to see them. You know what I'm saying? Especially where I'm from South Carolina. I'm small town USA. So where I'm from, I'm like, man, what are you doing in a small town like this? Myrtle Beach, Florence, Columbia. Okay, I'll give you Columbia. But Florence, Myrtle Beach, what the hell are you doing around here? I'm surprised. So this is why I always say, when it comes to there's no such thing as a long internet relationship or that shit don't exist, And check this out. The good thing about the internet is you can reach people all over the world. But a lot of these women that you meet from these other countries, they ain't down with that long-term relationship. You can forget about that. Nah, they're not down with that long-term. You go to Brazil, you meet a woman, and y'all hit it off, and you tell her, hey, let's keep in touch. I'll be back in 2 to 3 months or 6 months. And y'all keep in contact, and you be like, The next time you go back, you know, she met you at the airport. Now, y'all had a good time or whatever. And maybe you spent 2-3 weeks there the second time, or maybe longer. And now you want her to be your girlfriend or whatever, your long distance girlfriend. You know, them women ain't down. A lot of these women ain't down with none of that shit. No, they need to see you every week. No, all that 3 months, 6 months. No, that ain't gonna work for a lot of these women. Now that'll work here in America. The girl might be 3 hours away, 2 hours away, an hour away, or might even 6 hours away. She might be on the West Coast, you might be on the East Coast. They'll go for that here. These women in other countries, they're not going. The majority of these women are not going for that. You here in North America, she in the Philippines. Oh, hell no. Now, she'll keep in contact with you, but don't think she's going to be waiting by the telephone or waiting by the email. No. And if you think anything differently, you're delusional. You know, because here in America, a lot of us, we kind of in a low fantasy world. We think that, you know, what happens in America happens everywhere. No. You know, it don't. What happens around the world actually in other places is how it really, really is. Like for real. Here in America they be making up some shit over here. I don't know what the hell they be doing most of the time. Most of this shit not even practical, don't make no sense, and it don't even work for most people. You know, a good example of this is the weight loss. You got hundreds and hundreds of weight loss plans, and most of it ain't working for nobody. But they come out with a new one every year, and people keep buying them every year, every week, you know, but nobody says anything about it. They just keep buying them. You know, it don't make no sense. It's not productive. You're just wasting your time, wasting your money, wasting your energy. Nobody says anything about it. They just keep going and going. Shit don't work. You know, people in other countries, they tend to do things that work. And they tend to be practical, thinking people. Over here in America, we do what make us feel good. Or we do what somebody else is doing. Hey, you'll be on some dumb shit over here. I mean, God damn. I mean, at some point, you'd be like, look, this shit ain't working out. You know, I mean, even when it comes to relationships, it's like, if you done ran through, I don't know, 15, 20 guys in 2 years, at some point, I mean, you don't got to be a genius to figure this out. At some point, you got to be like, look, man, it could be me. I ran through 20 guys in 2 years, you know, and all of them, and 18 of them fucked and never came back after the second time. So maybe it's me, you know, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to a girl the other day, and she was saying every guy she sleep with, they don't stick around, they leave. They stick and move. So I said, well, it's probably you. If that's the case, you probably doing something that's turning them off, you know, or you probably don't have any other value to them. And that's just what it is. You know, that's the only reason a guy would stick around, because it has to be something else besides just sex. Sex come dime a dozen today. You're not going to keep a man around long term just for sex. You know, that's what I told her. You know, you don't got to be a genius to figure that out. You don't have to be a genius to know that. I mean, if you really want to get real, you got to be like, look, man, you know, I have to figure out something that works for me, you know? And that's part of the reason why things become transactional online, because a lot of women can't figure out why the guys don't stick around. And so it becomes like, okay, if you trying to take advantage of me, I think I lost connection there for a second. I paid the bill, man. I don't know what's going on. So as I was saying, now a woman that can't figure out why guys don't stick around, she'll get to a point on back on. All right, thanks, Donna. A woman will get to a point and say, hey, well, since I can't figure out why these guys won't stick around, I don't want to be taken advantage of. So I'm going to hit him in his pockets. So I'm going to just try to get him to trick off. Yeah, and this happens with a lot of older women. It happens with a lot of older women. More so, well, shit, today, boy, the young girls is like prostitutes in this motherfucker. I mean, not with me, but, you know, because I ain't that type of fella. You know, I talk that talk. Why do I have to? First off, nobody ever told me I had to pay for sex. That's the first thing. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't see no guys doing no shit like that. And look, I don't tell no man what to do with their money. You know what I'm saying? But this is me. Nobody ever told me I had to do it. They told me, hey, you got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to dress. You got to have charm, the charisma, but the pizzazz, you know. And you can't have them all. You can't get them all. Everybody ain't gonna like you. And that's just how that is. You know, that's how I was taught. You know, I wasn't taught that I had to break out a couple dollars or flash cash. I wasn't taught none of that shit, man. You know, I didn't see a lot of that until I left home and started traveling around. And that's when I seen guys tricking off money and doing all this crazy wild shit. I'm like, man, what the hell are you doing, bro? I don't get down like that. And you know what? I don't even like being around guys that's like that. I don't like being around guys that got that mindset of, I'm gonna just pay to get some because I'm lazy and don't feel like talking. You know, I don't even like being around guys that's like that. You know, so the thing about the internet, you don't feel the vibe of the person. You don't know their body language. You don't even know if that's the real person. You know, so the quicker you get off the internet, on the phone, FaceTime, Skype, whatever software you got, the better, you know, because it's been times where a woman might say, hey, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. And when I got on that phone and when I saw it in person, they said, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I I didn't know it was gonna be like this. Well, how you thought it was gonna be? I don't know, but I didn't have plans to do this. So this is why I don't listen to when women talk shit, talking about, I don't do this, I don't do that. You don't do it with who? That's just talk. You know, I hear a lot of women say, just talk, just bullshit about guys in general, whatever. And them same women, check this out. Them same women will say that just talk in general, right? But when it comes to me, they don't talk like that. So that's when I learned at a young age that women have different relationships with different guys. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. What up? What up? Say, you feel, Mike said he feel old. What's up, Donna? New York, big city of dreams. That dark web is real. I knew a guy back in 2002 who got a letter from the U.S. government. He was downloading video from sites being investigated like Napster. Oh yeah, yeah, the dark web is real. It's transactional on steroids. Yeah, it's Batman and Bruce Wayne. They live a double life like a comic book. That's funny. She said they stick and move. Wow, sounds like she needs to level up. Of course. Let's see. Did you date a lot of girls in high school? Well, what's a lot of girls? Is it what? 5, 10, 15? What's a lot of girls? Ladies love tall men. Yeah, some do. They sure do. Yeah, what's a lot of girls? I don't know. I knew a lot of girls in high school, but I didn't have a chance to. I came from a small high school, so I didn't have a chance to date a lot of them. But I got at a lot of them for sure. I got at a lot of them. I guess, did you have a new girlfriend each year? No, I didn't have a I only had one girlfriend in high school, and everything else was just I was just hanging out with different girls. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from small high school, so my graduation class was 300, a little over 300 people. Was it? Wait a minute. No, I don't think that's right. Let me see. No, 200. Yeah, my graduation class was like 200 and something people. Yeah. And I think my high school was about 6, maybe 5, a little over 500 and something people. I'm from a small high school. As a matter of fact, the elementary school, how'd that shit go? They had it set up like, it was weird. The junior high and high school was combined where I was at. Yep. It was combined. So in other words, they had 6th, 7th, 8th grade was junior high on one side, and 9th through 12th was on the other side. That's how they had it set up. Yeah, there wasn't no other school that was like that. Only ours. I think because it wasn't a lot of people in my area too. That's another thing. Wasn't a lot of kids in my area at the time. But today, my high school don't exist. They shut it down, and they built a big high school with about 2,000 kids. Go to that high school now that they built 15 years ago? And there wasn't no internet back then. So back then, you had to know how to spit. You had to know, you had to dress fresh, smell good, look good, talk good, That's how it was. That's how I was taught. You had to, the game was to talk good, dress good, look good, smell good. And somehow, some way, get that girl to be in your presence. So wherever you had, I'm talking high school now. This high school I'm talking. So wherever you had to pick her up from her house or go to her house and spend time with her, or you pick her up and y'all go somewhere else. But that was the name of the game. You want to get her in your presence some way, somehow. So that meant you had to ask her out. And sometimes you had to meet her parents. Most of the time, you had to meet her parents. And the good news is, for me, most of the parents knew my mom in the area where I live. Whether it's Georgetown County, Horry County, Florence, Columbia, most of the people knew my mom was a well-known person. So once I told them my mom name, oh, he good. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't always true, but but I wasn't a bad guy. If I picked a girl up, I made sure she got back home safe. I didn't know weirdo shit, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just, if I liked a girl, even still to this day, if I like a woman, I want to get to know her. If I think we vibing, I like what she's about, why not? Go for it. That's what I say. If y'all vibing, go for it. I don't know. If something about her you don't like or you can't get past, okay, I get it. Yeah, some people have non-negotiables. I get that, But if that ain't the case, she check all the boxes, hey, why not? Go for it. What the hell we waiting on? We got to take our time. For what? What's going to happen? What's going to change 3 months from now? Either you going to get worse or you going to get better. Me and you. That's how it is. But, yeah, so that's pretty much how The internet is I think most people don't utilize the internet the right way. You know, I mean, and a lot of people they don't present themselves the right way as well. They got bad pictures and shit, and even what they write on their profiles is not the best thing in the world. You know, maybe I should start helping people with their profiles. You know, what do you think about that? Maybe I should start helping people with their profile. Because some of the stuff I see, I'll be like, oh God, this is a bad representation of you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I try to you know, I'm gonna put the link in here. You know, you gotta represent, you know. The same way I present myself in person, I like to do the same thing online, you know. But the only thing online is you have time to think. You have time to put the pictures you want up. You can even edit the pictures if you want. You know, when you're in person, in the flesh, you don't really have a lot of time to think. You got to be spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? How you doing, bro?
Good evening, Sharp. Happy late Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same to you, man.
When you talk about this online thing, truth be told, most, or if not all the time, you cannot see the mental illness or even say like alcoholism or drug addiction over the internet because everybody's presenting their best forward. You know what I mean? The best foot forward.
Yep.
But when you meet this person, you can tell from their energy there's something off with this person. And that's why I think a lot of times most fine women guys chase after, if you actually meet them, you'll realize there's something mentally wrong with that person.
Yeah, I met some of those in the past.
I actually met a woman who met a guy online, went to another state, and she said that guy's crazy. So
Yeah. I think today compared to back in the day, I could not pick up on it as far as what they would write in the emails and stuff like that. So I would be like, I would just try to get them on the phone, as you know, off top, right?
yes,
And I've learned that over the telephone, people are good at presenting themselves in one way versus text. You know, now today I can pick up on it much easier today because I know what. See, back in the day, I didn't ask questions. I didn't really ask questions back in the day, but today I know what questions to ask. To kind of see where their head at, see where their mind at.
well that's good, but also it's like even like with Skype or Line or these like messenger apps, you could see video.
Yeah.
You still cannot feel the person's spirit over
No.
the camera or the whatever you're using
No.
because most of the time it's a fraud. Everybody wants to put the best foot forward, so they're
Yep.
presenting themselves at their best. But give it time. If you look at somebody, I'm talking about real life, you meet them, you ask the questions, they might have like a tick or some kind of tell. It's like poker. You can say, okay, wait a minute, that's not normal. Some that you know what I mean? They're reacting to things that a normal person wouldn't react to like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's that's one thing I dislike about the internet is you don't really know what the other person feeling. you don't really know. You don't have no vibe. You can't pick up on no vibe. You know.
Well, if you're a normal person, yes, but if you're a sociopath, they can pick up on it. They can even use it to their advantage to take stuff from you. There was the
Yeah.
Netflix series Tender Swindler.
Yeah. I
That guy
heard.
knew just by certain ways the women acted, he got them.
Yeah, you can. You can give a woman a sob story. Oh God.
Sob story, or give her like pictures of you in a mansion and driving a nice car, and I mean, she's falling in love with this image.
Yeah.
Because I know a woman in real life met a guy. For a woman, met a guy, nice house, nice car, job. She rushed to marry him within a year. Okay, about 1 year later, that was not his house. He was sitting for somebody. Same thing with that job. He was just holding it for somebody else. So they came and got their stuff back. They ended up moving in with him and the guy's mom.
Damn.
Turns out the dude was an alcoholic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He could have hold a job for nothing. He just like wouldn't house sit for folks to get paid a little bit, or hold like these temp jobs.
Yep.
After a while, getting her behind what she had to get out. So there's real like parasites who look to fulfill what you want in your head. They're selling dreams to dreamers. What I'm trying to say. So you got to check your own self, saying, why do I want this dream so badly?
Yeah. And you got guys sending girls money that they ain't never met them before. Now I'm like, that's the next level shit right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like the Tender Swindler, if you watch it, they'll come up with this story that'll hook you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just feel like, oh, I have to help this person. But in truth, they're looking for codependent people.
Yep.
That's what they're looking for. And they feed off their goodness, that nurturing nature that some folks cannot control, because it is a sickness. Codependency is a sickness.
Yeah, I think so.
It is, because I'm a codependent person. And it took me years to finally realize, oh, shit, therapy and stuff. But you got to check your own self first. By saying, why am I giving so much to this person and I'm receiving so little back, other than a fantasy, a fulfillment in my own head?
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause somebody asked me, this is like years ago. This is like 15 years ago. Somebody asked, I met a guy, and I think he used to travel to the DR. Yeah, he used to travel to the DR, right? And he said he met this girl on Plenty of Fish. And I said, oh, okay, that's cool, man. You seen him before? He said, no. I said, what? And then he said, yo, man, I'm gonna meet her the next time I go down there, and I sent her money from time to time. I said, whoa, wait a minute now. I said, you sending her money, and you never seen her ever in your life? He said, yeah. And he said, then he asked me, he said, you ever done that before? Never. He said, I said, I never thought about doing that shit. I was like, yo, I told him, I said, yo, bro, I have a hard time coming up with a reason why I should give a woman money, and she lived down the street from me. I don't know why I would give a woman money that I never seen before, and she lived in another country.
Because it comes down to what everybody on earth is looking for. They're looking for love. Unfortunately, a lot of us didn't grow up in a stable parent household. So we try to compensate by coping to a relationship as an adult, thinking if I can make this work, I'll get that love that I always wanted from when I was a kid. But once again, you have to ask yourself, why do you need that?
Yeah.
While you fulfill this need to create this family or this image of love in your head when that's not a real image. It's just something you probably saw on TV.
Yeah. But for somebody to prey on somebody like that, you got to be a real scumbag, man.
Well, that's why I'm saying a lot of folks are like that. They use they only can use the tools that's in their toolbox, and they grew up hard. They didn't grow up normal, okay, and they had to survive by using their wits or watch their parents or family survive by using their wits to take from somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. But then there's another side to this. Is I asked a woman, probably 2 or 3 women that were she was doing something strange. They were doing something strange for a piece of change. And I asked them, was that the best you could do? Was there nothing else you could have done to survive or get by or whatever? And they said, well, no, I could have done other things. I said, oh, and that's what I thought, and that's when I was like that. And that's, look, I ain't no hoe hater, but them women like that's, well, it's kind of greedy, really, I don't want that type of woman around me, if because to me, that should be the last resort. You ain't got no choice. This dude about the, maybe got a gun to my head or whatever.
Let's be real. Some of them women like that.
Of course.
They want to be with a strange guy to break off money to make them feel like, wow, I'm a model or I'm a superstar. You know what I mean? Or they're just plain lazy.
Yeah.
But Water Seeks it's on level. She probably was at that mentality at that point to only think that far.
Yeah.
I look good. Got these guys hitting on me every day. They want to break me off something, fine. But I tell you this, don't have a daughter with her because she'll systematically train that daughter to do exactly what she did. She won't even have to come out and say it, but the way she acts around men, you understand? Her daughter will pick up on it real quick. Like, yeah, it's all right to break off, give a man body for money.
Yeah. And I ain't a whole hater, but I don't want that energy around me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Because it's like, because there's some women that I've met, and I knew they were doing their thing out there. And I was like, yo, you could be doing this, and you be making a killing. But they don't want to do it. Because they just want the fast money and they don't want to play the long game.
Mm-hmm.
That
goes back to the mentality of how they themselves were raised. They probably only saw fast money. Exactly. That's normal that's familiar.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, you go back to your comfort zones.
Yeah, and I had one girl told me like years ago, man. She said, this is exactly how she said it. She said, I fuck with you because I want to. I fuck with them because I have to. Exactly how she said that shit, bro. And I never forgot that.
To me, from what I've observed, most women who come from these single parent households, especially with just a mom, they have psychological problems.
Oh man,
with men and money.
Yep.
They did not get that stability to understand the love from a man, or that stability to understand like a foundation. I don't have to worry about the light bill, the water, whatever. Dad handles that.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly always thinking on overdrive. I got to get that next hit, that next high, that next check. I got to get it because the light bill's due, the water. Or what am I going to do? And they know eventually them breasts are going to be not firm. You know what I mean? The hips aren't going to be as nice. and there's a young girl coming up, so they're trying to get as much as possible out of what they only got, which is their body.
Yeah.
Or
And
what they think they have, sorry.
And them type of women I don't want to be around.
Yes. But unfortunately, you know, some brothers love those types of women.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, hell yeah. And
that's all they know. That's the house they grew up in.
Yeah.
What do you think these passport bros are going to certain bars? They aren't going to museums.
No.
They aren't going to a school to learn to teach English to get a nice secretary woman. They're going to bars and the street woman.
On the party.
They want that type of life, that energy still.
Yep. And I'll be like, yo, bro, you met her at the nightclub, bro. You could have met a girl at the nightclub in your town where you live at. If you gonna
or even just that. I know guys who taught, like one guy taught English overseas in Thailand, right? And he said he dated women, but he said after a while, that fun party life wears off. He told me straight, somebody who constantly has to party, it's like somebody who constantly has to drink or do drugs. They're looking for a hit, man.
Oh yeah.
They can't come off that high. If they come off it, they're gonna die.
Yeah. Or they fall into depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. The problem with that way of living is if you continue to live that party lifestyle, you're gonna run yourself in the grave.
Yes, sir.
So, you won't live long.
No,
you die young. You die early.
We all know somebody who died young, maybe talented, smart, but they couldn't leave that party lifestyle alone. They couldn't leave that street alone.
Yep. Yeah, everybody knows somebody that's like that.
Yeah. So just be fortunate you got the sense to know it all to say I don't need that.
Nah. I kind of even when I was in my 20s, I was partying hard, boy. I'm talking like 2-3 times a week. And I'm working a job now. Mm-hmm. I'm working 5 days a week. So it's not like I got days off. No. I work 5 days a week. And when I hit about 32, I started slowing down. Because I'm like, nah, I already seen everything out here. I already met all the type of women, all walks of life. And plus, I didn't necessarily go to just the nightclub. I went everywhere to meet women. I mean, I went out of town. I went to, you name it, almost any type of place, any type of environment. I went to the conference, the girl at the winery, the girl at the festival. I was everywhere, But over a long period of time, you just get tired, man. You get tired of meeting so many different personalities. And over time, you be like, most of these damn women are just alike.
Yep.
It's like, ain't too many of them different. They just raised different. They from a different town, or the majority of them are just alike, man. Ain't too much different, really.
The process of elimination of what you really like. Yeah, you like the hip, the tits, whatever. But after a while, mentally, if she doesn't have something for herself, you actually start being less attractive. You know what I mean? Like you'll say, yeah, she got some great tits, but damn, she's dumb as hell. She just says some stuff like, I can't be around this energy. I don't care how fine she is. You know what I mean? You'll start seeing things deeper.
Yeah,
and then you really start seeing that spirit within them.
Yeah.
And that's when it really hits, because you really look at them and say, the only reason I ever talk to you because you physically look good.
Yep.
If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even want to know you.
Yeah, I met a bunch of them that were like that. I'd be like, boy, she's a bad bitch, but she's dumb as rocks.
That's why you give it time, especially when you're talking about going overseas. because cultures are different in everything. And yes, it's exciting, but once you get to know the person, you realize there's nothing new under the sun. Every place in the world, everybody does the same thing. They just do it differently.
Exactly.
Then you just realize. Yeah.
In all relationships, it always starts off fresh,
Yep.
excited, fun, new. It always starts off like that. Hell, it's supposed to start off like that.
Yep.
But over time, once you look, everybody wants something that look good, but come on, man. Don't get so caught up into that though. You got to look deeper than that. But when you're young, in your 20s or your teens, you don't understand this. Even if someone tells you this, you still don't really understand it. Until you get older, then you be like, okay, yeah, I know you look good. Yeah, you dress good. Yeah, well, yeah, I know. But hey, sit down and talk to me. What's her spirit like? How'd she grow up? What type of family did she grow up in? What type of relationship she had with her parents? And what's her family dynamic between her brothers and sisters, if she got brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I believe like here, I'm in Florida, so older guys and women would tell me used to have courting.
Yeah.
Used to have to go meet the family. Why? Because there might be some kind of sickness, mental or like alcoholism or some evil spirit, like sexual abuse following that family, where every girl got touched by some cousin or uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that spirit will, if you have a kid with one of them girls, it's gonna go in the boy. He's gonna do that, or the girl will end up being touched by that uncle. And if you try to say something, they'll say, "No, just keep it quiet," because that family keeps it quiet. So you gotta court somebody to understand what you're getting into.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, I had to meet the parents if I wanted to take the daughter anywhere. And I think I had it a little easier because a lot of people knew my parents. So if I was to say, "Hey, my parents is such and such," they'd be like, "Oh, okay, I know your mama." Tell your mama I said hi, blah blah blah, whatever. And then it's okay. It's like he's safe. You know what I'm saying? But some of these damn parents were hard asses, man. And I'm like 16, 17 at 16, 17 at the time. These parents are hard asses, bro. If you walk through the door, they ain't greeting your ass like, "Hey, welcome to my house. Who are you?" It was that time, man. Who the hell is this? And I was like, "Hey, I'm here to see, like, what you want?" "I'm here to see your daughter." "Why?" They was on it like that, man.
Their family. That's how some families are. If you're not within the family, you're an outsider, regardless.
Yeah. So I didn't see. I'm young. I didn't understand that at the time.
Yeah.
As I got older, I said, "Oh, okay. Now I understand why the parents were acting like that." But the funny thing, even once, this one lady, she was a hard ass, and probably 10 minutes later, after she done drilled me with all the questions, then I told her who my parents was, and then she's like, "Oh, how come you didn't say that when you first got here, boy?" That was funny. So yeah, man, that's how a lot of parents are. It used to be back then. Today, man, you might never meet the parents.
Well, most of these women think they're the mom and the dad now. That's the problem. They take the man from the home. They so reliant on the government. They don't see a family structure.
Yeah.
Going to them.
And a lot of These young dudes, shit, they don't give a fuck if they meet the parents or not. They don't
See?
give a damn.
And
Don't give a
I think that's why a lot of brothers go overseas. They're looking for that traditional woman that grow to
yeah.
respect dad and have mom. They
Yep.
want what they've never had.
Yep. You know, it's like a lot of young dudes I know, they don't give a damn about no religion. Don't give a damn about your parents, the girls' parents. Hey, and some of these young dudes, they're not really thinking about women like that. They like playing video games, driving around, doing whatever they want to do. They're not even, because like when I was growing up, talking to girls was like the thing to do. That was fun. Like going to the house party or going to the play or or participating in plays or going to the game room, and it was always young girls around, so that was like the thing. These dudes today, they're not really on it like that.
Because these guys today have the phone and can within seconds send a text to a complete stranger. Back in the day, like you said, with house parties. Remember the movie House Party?
Yeah.
Back in the day, the only time you really could meet a new chick was go to a house party.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had to learn to run that mouthpiece to impress her within a minute, less than a minute, probably 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Let her know what type of dude you were to get a chance, because you probably leave with the new girlfriend right there.
Yeah.
So your best foot was already out there, and you better have your skills with that mouthpiece running. So you learn social skills. Yep. That's why most brothers like that were good in the classroom talking to people, because they go to a house parties, complete strangers, have everybody like them. They go right to class. Oh yeah, man. Everybody's like, they feel that energy. You see what I'm saying? Now these young kids don't have the social skills to talk. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the practice of it, because they'll get on the cell phone, text somebody thinking, oh, I got swag. I got this Japanese chick in Japan talking to me. Yeah. Well, she probably talking to 5 other dudes too, man. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly. It's funny. I've seen people being awkward in their own videos.
Because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. It's like they think just buy a camera at Best Buy, turn it on, upload a video on YouTube, and everything's gonna come to them. Money, women's status, But still, they don't have the skills. They didn't get the tools to learn to run that mouthpiece or be comfortable in their own shell. They're always looking for somebody else to improve them or pat them on the back. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're scared to be themselves, because they themselves hate who they are.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, man. Because I've had people say, hey, how did you learn how to just get on the microphone on a video and just start talking like that? I said, man, I've been pretty much doing this all my life. I did speeches as a kid, and I watched my parents. My parents used to sing and do speeches and talk in front of people. I just learned from them, basically. It's not like, it's just it's like you learn everything else from, while you were growing up. You just see what they do, and you try to model, and then you put your own little flavor on it, and that's about it. That's it. The only difference is there's a camera right here, but instead of a real audience, that's that I'm standing in front of on a podium. But other than that, it's just, as long as you know what to say, that's pretty much it, bro.
And that's the problem. They don't know what to say. Like I said, going back to the house party, they'll go up to a chick and have no clue what to say to her to make her smile and make her get on that dance floor within 30 seconds. Okay, have her friends come out there with them, leave, get her number, hang out. So, I mean, this guy's so great. This guy's so smooth talking, because they don't have the skills themselves to even like who they are.
Yeah, and let me tell you something else that that happened to me years ago. And you know, when I was kind of shy when I was a kid, from the age of 7 to I broke out about 14 years old. I kind of broke out of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I was in me and my mom and my niece. We were in J.C. Penney at the time. We were shopping like summer clothes, right? And a lady walked up to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be in a commercial?" She said, "Hey, do you want to be in a commercial?" And I looked at her and I was like, "No." And my mom was like, "What?" So the lady asked me a second time, you sure you want to be in a commercial? It's a JCPenney commercial. No. So she said, "Okay." So we will continue shopping or whatever. They asked me a third time at the cash register on the way out, "You sure you don't want to be in a commercial?" And there's no competition. It's just you. I just want you to be in a commercial. You don't have to. This ain't like an acting gig that you got to go and perform in front of somebody. No. But I said no. And I always wondered from that day, I like, what would have happened if I would have said yes to that opportunity to do that commercial? And it was all because I was being shy. That's it.
Is it shy, or is it fear of the unknown also?
Yeah, a little bit of that too.
Because it seems like you were shy, but you were taught to break out of fear of the unknown, which broke you out of your shyness.
Yeah,
See,
because
I was taught the opposite.
I think probably I know, my brother ended up passing away, and that's when I broke out of that. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back, like they used to say, And I was like, yo, all this shy shit, it ain't working, bro. I said, because being shy is one thing, but I still would talk. I still would talk to people, but they had to talk to me first. And I was like, yo, this shit ain't working. And I was like, look, I got to break out of this shit. And when I turned 14, I'm like, fuck with this shit, man. Shy for what? Shit ain't working, And then I got used to talking to people first, or at least talking to them before they said anything to me. And I just got used to it. It became normal after a while. And I've been this way ever since.
Do you believe the military helped reinforce that belief you decided at 14?
Oh, for sure.
See, I'm glad you said, because your environment can help shape who you are.
Yeah.
See, a lot of us didn't get the tools in order to leave a negative environment. We actually stayed. So it hindered us for years until we finally learned tools to break away from that negative experience.
Yeah, because in the military, it's even sink or swim.
Yeah.
It's like somebody always going to be around to hold you accountable. And there's no in certain situations, there's no room for a mistake or failure.
Yeah, but that right there is a tool by itself.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a negative environment daily, your mind starts thinking like Red from Shawshank Redemption. Long as tomorrow's good as today, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you just keep reliving like Groundhog Day, the same thing over and over until finally something happens where you go through some pain or whatever, and then you break out of it through that.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah, because everybody knows somebody that was probably a happy-go-lucky type guy. Maybe he was successful in whatever he was doing for a long time, and then he'll meet this one woman, or it could be a group of people. He'll start hanging with a new crowd of people, and all of a sudden you'd be like, "What the hell? This dude done a 180 on us. Like he DUI, he in jail, now he's drinking, smoking, he doing drugs. Like, what the hell going on, man? What's going on with him?" And then people asking you, "Hey, what's going on with your buddy?" I don't know.
You know how to deal with that trauma, that pain inside. So you ran to something that made him feel better.
Exactly. That, because it's like, if someone has a pattern of success or positive, productive behavior over a long period of time, years and years, that doesn't stop. It keeps going.
Yeah.
Unless something comes along to stop it.
Yeah. You're right.
That's why I was talking to this girl the other day, and she was saying, oh, this guy, he's a bad guy, he does this and does that. I said, well, who he hanging around now? That probably has a lot to do with it. Because, it doesn't, if someone has a proven track record of, being successful, doing a lot of things, especially in his town or in his city where he born and raised from. And all of a sudden he gets in a jam and he be like, wait a minute, I don't know what happened, but I don't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? Something else, something else was involved, I mean, it's just, I'm not going to use no celebrities, but, it's kind of like, if someone let's say someone has a clean record, I mean, he's polished, every time you see him, he's in a good spirit.
Yeah.
His family good, wife good, kid good. And all of a sudden he gets some woman say, hey, he sexually assaulted me. I'm like, what? I don't know about that. I'm always a little skeptical about people like that. When they all of a sudden they got some woman to come out of the blue, and nobody knows this woman, by the way. Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you have guys like Robin Williams, who great talent, makes everybody laugh, but he ends up killing himself because turns out his ex-wives were milking him. They were taking him for every dime. They couldn't leave him alone.
Yeah.
Here he is, the sad clown.
Yeah. And a lot of times, things that a lot of these people go through in situations like that's enough to break them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the truth, they're not going through it once or twice. They're probably going through it daily.
Yeah.
Daily, because they're known, they're famous, and the person is leeching off them daily. Yeah. Robin Williams did some show he didn't want to do, and they said as soon as he got the paycheck, it went to his ex-wife for alimony. But I'm making all this money just to support her.
Yeah.
When do you live? When do you get off your ass and do something for your own self so I can enjoy life?
Yeah, just this like you gotta watch the company you keep, man.
Yeah, and that goes back to the environment you grew up in. Those are the type of women he probably grew up with, living off men.
Yeah,
he was comfortable doing that.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. A lot of people look at Kanye. Kanye's all over the goddamn place. I don't know what, you know, I don't really know what Kanye is trying to do. You know,
trying to keep his name out there to get as much attention away from his ex to be put on him to hear his side. Because she's beautiful and she's light skinned, everybody is automatically gonna hear her side and take her side over his.
yep.
He's got to do something so spectacular, get your attention to finally you'll say, "Hey, let me hear what you have to say about living with her." You probably got a story that'll blow your mind, man.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, what's crazy, no guy, well, maybe that one white guy made it out there in one piece. The white dude, I forgot the basketball player, he made it out there in one piece. But I didn't think that was real anyway. I thought that was some, I don't know, political stunt they were trying to pull. You know, but nope, all the guys, they don't make it out in one piece, man, out of that household.
Well, they probably make it out physically, but mentally they're probably broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm like, God damn, what the hell they do? What the hell they do?
But then you gotta ask yourself, if you see this revolving door of men going crazy, why you keep going? Why would you go in that house with that fine ass woman just because she's money famous? There's something wrong with you that you thinking she has something that's gonna benefit you.
Oh, yep, no doubt about it.
Because she's like the Black Widow, seems like.
Yeah.
So why are you attracted to that type of woman?
Yeah. Plus, you know, I me personally, I ain't into all that plastic surgery, man. I ain't into all that shit, man. That shit ain't attractive to me, man.
But that goes to show. Do you really think a lot of these guys are attracted to those women that like that true? I don't think they are. They're just attracted to what they can get from them, like just fame, some money, recognition.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you've seen some pictures of certain women online when the damn silicone failed and they had to get in the new ones. You saw the failed silicone and you'd be like, oh my God. That don't look good. But what's interesting is none of these celebrities are going to say that it looks bad.
Oh no, they're not. No. And picture you as a person with that silicone, constantly thinking, when is this going to drop? When is this going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing where, for me, silicone, that's non-negotiable for me. I don't want that either. All right, no, I want no woman that had got breast implants or any type of implants. Nah, fuck that. Because I look at it like, okay, I'm gonna have to be taking your ass to the damn hospital. Yep. I have time for all that bullshit. And she didn't have to have the surgery for that shit. I don't want to be involved in none of that shit.
But that's why the lifestyle of these types of people don't last long.
No.
There's always something that's gonna come that's gonna break them. And chances are, a lot of time, it's self-destruction. They themselves know, okay, this ain't gonna last another year. They start drinking or living a life to like take their own selves out. It's like suicide by cop. They don't want to kill themselves, so they'll go out and party till the break of dawn and they'll overdose. But it wasn't me. It was the partying, No. It was you in the inside trying to replace something deep inside you missing that you never could get a hold of.
Yeah. Yeah, so man said Ray J. Ray J said he hit it first.
And made a video too. Yeah, but picture that. You marrying this woman made a video with Ray J and a porn video. You know what I mean? And you after her, you really gotta really be a certain mentality of guy to put up with that, because you know guys were clowning him.
Hell yeah.
You really gotta be at a certain point saying, what can I get from this woman? Okay, I'll get this kind of deal. I'll get X amount of dollars. Okay, when it ends, I'll just tell my side of the store and get some more money, because that's not gonna make you go to bed happy. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go to bed in peace. It's a constant reminder of where somebody else has been.
Yeah. And I saw Kim Kardashian pictures when she was younger. People were better off just leaving her face alone, man. I'm like, and her body alone. I'm like, I don't know, man, but
unfortunately, there's women out there who have these decent shapes who try to, I hate to say this, go under the knife to get a shape like that, and it's ruining them. Their shape is okay, but they don't like who they are because they're watching the Kardashians and these guys going after certain shaped women. So they're affected by this just as much. Other women are affected by it now, just like men are.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? A lot of these women will go to places like Colombia, to have plastic surgery, because, that's like one of the best places to go, right? Yeah. And even the DR. And a lot of times they don't make it back, bro.
Nope.
And it never gets talked about. They sweep that shit under the rug.
Didn't Kanye's mom die from surgery? Trying to get some kind of surgery?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, she got it from that shit, man. I just don't. And the funny thing is, well, it's not funny, but a lot of women, a lot of these doctors tell these girls the risks involved before the surgery, and they're willing to do it anyway.
Yep, because they rather die fulfilling this fantasy than live a normal life. Like how you said, a lot of them die young.
Yep.
They rather die going out with everybody looking at them as if they're this glamorous, beautiful person, but they already are, but they don't see it.
Crazy, man.
That's a sickness, really.
Yeah. But thanks for coming on, man. I'm about to get off here.
Yep, man. I'm about to go to bed. You have a nice night, Sharp.
All right. Peace. Yes, sir. It's official. Like a referee with a whistle. So, hey, don't forget to check out the Love Can't Wait podcast and the Patreon as well. I'm probably add a new episode tomorrow, and all that good stuff, man. So till next time, I'm out.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight, but then I saw the sky and that I like. Here from God.